Hey everyone and welcome to the club. Today I'll be showing you how to draw Incineroar from Pokemon. Let's get started at the top center of our page with a point. From this point I'm just going to come down on either side with an angled line. Now from here I'm going to draw two straight angled lines going up and out towards the edge of the brow. Starting on the left side we're going to go up and out. Go back to the right side and go up and out towards the right. Now I'm going to take these 2 points and come in with an angled line aiming towards the center, but I'm going to leave a gap in the middle here. Starting on the left, come in to right about there. We'll do the same thing on the right. So let's step over to the right side, angle out towards the tip. Now we're going to leave that for now. Let's move down and draw on the muzzle. From this bottom point on the left, I'm going to curve down and out towards the left. Go to the right side and curve down and out towards the right. Now I'm just going to round out the edge of the muzzle. Starting on the left, I'm going to round this out and come in. We'll do the same thing on the right. Now let's connect those 2 points with a curve coming down in the middle. Now on the bottom corners, I want to add 2 large fangs pointing upwards. Starting on the corner here, we're going to go up in an angle and then come back down. We'll do the same thing on the right. Going up and then back down. Now I'm going to draw a curve from this bottom corner of this fang. We're going to curve up in behind the right fang up towards this corner. Let's go up, we tuck that in behind that fang, continue on the right side. Now I want to add some sharp teeth along the inside here. Starting from the bottom corner here, we're going to go up and then we'll taper that back down. We're going to repeat this all the way across. We'll add one more. Now right in the center of the muzzle, I'm going to add the nose. So we start with a curve from left to right, going up and then down. Now I'm going to take these ends and curve down towards the center point. From the bottom of the nose, I'm going to draw a straight line coming down towards the top of the mouth. Now I'm going to tuck the eyes in behind the brow and the muzzle. So we're going to start on the left side at the top here. We're going to curve around and then pull that in on top of the muzzle. Do the same thing on the right side. Now I'm going to add 2 small half ovals underneath the brow. Starting on the left side, we're going to curve down towards the muzzle and then back up. Do the same thing on the right. Now I'm going to draw 2 smaller ovals along the center, starting from the top, and we'll fill those in black. Now we're going to move out and draw on the side of the head, tucked in underneath the brow. So beside the left eye, we're going to move over, curve out, in behind the brow. Now we're going to start to pull that up and in. We're going to do the same thing on the right. So let's line up the top of the ear, curving out, in behind the brow, and then continue alongside the eye. From the top of the ear, we're going to draw 2 short angled lines coming down and in. Now let's connect those 2 points with a curve going up in the center. Now let's finish off the detail in the center of the forehead. From these 2 points, we're going to angle up and in with a short line. Now we're going to draw 2 points facing outward. From the left side, we're going to angle up and out towards the left, and then the right. Now we're going to taper this back in. Now we're going to finish off this line going up towards the top of the head. So starting on the left, we're going to go up in an angle, and then on the right. Now let's move to the outside and draw on the large mane. So we're going to start on the side of the head on the left side. We're going to curve up and out towards the left. We're going to line this up on the right side and do the same thing. Now we're going to hook this back down. So we're going to taper this down. Now I'm going to add a larger one along the side. Going up and out. Now we're going to bring this back in towards the head. So tapering it down and then into right about there. Now from here I want to draw 2 short lines going out. A little horizontal line going out. Now we're going to curve and taper this back in, aiming towards the mouth. Curve into right about there on both sides. Now we're going to draw 2 points aiming down in an angle. So from the left side we're going to come down towards the left and then on the right. I'm going to pull this up towards the corner of the mouth, but I want to leave a little gap. So with a straight line coming up. Now I'm going to connect those 2 points with a curve for the lower part of the chin. Just coming down below the mouth and then back up on the right. Now that we got the head, let's work our way out towards the shoulders. From this little point right here, I'm going to curve down and out toward the left. And we'll do the same thing on the right. Now I want to overlap the large shoulder blades. So from this point, I'm going to step all the way down, right here, draw a point. From this point, I'm going to go up in towards that line and then curve it out towards the left. Going up, and we're going to bend it over towards the left. Let's do the same thing on the right. Stepping down, draw a point, go up, and now we'll just curve over that line out towards the right. Now we're going to bring this line back in with a short line. We're going to taper this with a slight curve, coming down. Now we're going to go out with a longer line, just curving it out towards the left, and then the right. Now we're going to connect these 2 points with the bottom with the curve going in the opposite direction. Starting at the top, curve down, and then in. Now from the bottom corner of the shoulder blades, we're going to taper the body in towards the hips, so they're going to come in towards each other. Starting on the left side, I'm going to curve in, and then just pull it down to right about there. We're going to do the same thing on the right. We're going to line this up along the bottom. Now we're going to draw on the top edge of the belt. So starting on the left side, we're going to hook a short line coming in. On the right side, we're going to do the same thing. Now we want to taper this back down, coming down to the same height as we have on the outside of the hip. Now we're going to do another one. Starting on the left, we'll curve up and in. Do the same thing on the right. Now we'll taper that back down and in. Now the centerpiece almost looks like a flame. So we're going to start on the left side. We start by going up and over towards the right. Now at the center, we're going to go straight up. We're going to connect those 2 points with a curve going out and then down. Now let's move to the outside and draw on the side of the belt. So lined up with these points on the side of the body, we're going to curve out, in, out, and then back in. Let's take that and flip it over on the right side. So we're going to line this up, start by going out, go in, out, and then into the same height. Now from the bottom corners, I just want to curve these up and in. We're going to draw another point coming in. So from here on the left, we're going to hook it inwards towards the middle. Now we're going to taper that back up. Now let's connect those 2 points with a curve coming down in the middle and then back up on the right. Now I just want to add a little flame detail in the center here. So right in the middle, we're going to step down, draw a point. From this point, we're going to curve out and down towards the left. We're going to round out the bottom and then come all the way up with a curve towards the top. Now we're going to add a detail along the center of the body. So right underneath the chin, right here, we're going to draw a point right in the middle. We're going to come down with 2 angle lines, one coming to the left and then one to the right. Now from here, we're going to curve and round out the bottom of this line. So on the left side, we're going to curve out and then up towards the left, go up and out towards the right. Now we're going to taper these lines back in towards the center. And we're going to leave a gap in the middle to right about there. Now I'm going to draw 2 short lines coming down. Now we're going to do that again with a shorter curve. Going out to right about there. Same thing on the right. And again, we're going to taper this back in. Now we're just going to pull 2 straight lines in behind the belt. Let's add the collarbone just on either side. So from that point, we're going to step up, draw 2 angled lines coming in towards each other. Now we're going to follow the curve of the chin going out. Starting from the left, curve out, and then the same thing on the right. Let's continue working our way down the legs. So in the center, we're going to step down towards the lower torso and draw a curve from left to right, going up and then down. Now on the left side, I want to step in slightly to create an overlap, curve out towards the left, and then down towards the ankle. We're going to do the same thing on the right. Stepping in, curving out, and then down. Now at the bottom, we're just gonna round out the ankle. From the left side, we're gonna curve down and then back up to the outside of the leg. Now from here, we're gonna curve the outside of the leg underneath that point right here. So on the left side, we're gonna curve out and then pull that in towards that bottom point. Do the same thing on the right, starting from the hip, we'll curve down towards the right. From the inside of the ankle, we're gonna draw a curve for the heel, coming in and then down. Now we're gonna round out the bottom of the foot, so from heel to toe, curve down in the middle, and then back up towards the toe. Now let's square off the front of the foot. We're just gonna curve this out to the top. Now we're gonna pull this over the top of the foot. So starting on the left side, we're gonna curve in. Do the same thing on the right side. Now from the outside of the ankle, I'm just gonna curve out towards the top of the foot. So there's a little overlap here. Now we're gonna separate out the toes. From the left side, we're gonna step over. We're gonna follow that same curve on the inside. For one toe, we'll step over and draw that same curve. Let's do the opposite on the right. Stepping over, just gonna follow that same curve of the outside of the foot, step in and draw that one more time. Let's add some stripes in the legs. So from this ankle, we're gonna step up. From left to right, we're gonna curve down and then up. Do the same thing on the right side. Now we're gonna step up about halfway along the leg and do the same thing. We're going to move up one more time and draw that same curve. Now let's move back up and draw on the arms. So I'm going to have the arms bent with the palms facing upward. So from this point in the blade, I'm going to step up, curve out, and then back in. We'll do the same thing on the right side. Curving out, and then back into the same height. Now from the inside of the elbow, I'm going to curve over towards the wrist, coming down, and then out towards the left. And we'll do the same thing on the right side. Now let's just round out the wrist. From this point, I'm going to curve in and then down with a short curve. We're going to do the same thing on the right. Curving in and then down. Now from here, we're going to round out in behind the body for the lower part of the arm. Going in and then up, just above the belt. Do the same thing on the right. Now I'm going to go back to the left side. At the top of the wrist here, I'm going to draw on the thumb. So from here, we're going to go up, and curl over towards the left, and then down towards the tip of the claw. Now from here, I just want to taper it back. Now we draw on the socket. I'm going to curve up and out towards the left. Now we're going to draw on the inside edge of the thumb. So from this point, we're going to step out, curve down and in. Now right here, I just want to curve in the opposite direction, just coming down. We're going to do the same thing on the right side. Starting from the top of the wrist, go up, round out the thumb, and come down towards the tip. We're going to taper that back in, and then we'll round out the claw socket. Now we're going to step out, curve in, and then we'll change directions. We'll come down. Now let's move to the bottom of the wrist and draw on the fingers. So from this point, I'm going to curve down the hand, and I'm just going to loop this around, curving back inwards to right about there. Now from here, I'm just going to hook this back with a short curve. Now I'm just going to draw in a curve for the socket of the claw, going back up. Now right beside the claw here, I'm just going to hook this up. We're going to draw 3 more fingers along the side here. So on the side of this claw, we curve around and then in. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to taper this back down and then curve in the opposite direction towards the outside of the finger. Now about halfway along that finger, I'm just going to curve it down behind that first claw. Let's do that 2 more times. Stepping up, curve around, we'll taper this back, and then we'll curve in the opposite direction towards the top of the finger. Now halfway along the claw, we're just going to hook it down behind that second finger. Now one more time, the top will curve around, then in, and then just round out the socket. Now right here, we're going to curve in behind that finger. Now I want to finish off the top of the hand. From this point of the thumb, I'm going to curve down and then just tuck that in behind the fingers. I'm going to add a circle right in the middle of the palm, starting from the top, go all the way around and back to the top. Let's take that and flip it over on the right side. So we're going to start at the bottom corner of the wrist, curve down, I'm just going to loop the first finger back around and in. From here I'm just going to taper it back down. I'm going to curve in the opposite direction towards the outside of the finger. Now right here I'm just going to curve down and then in. Let's stack 3 more fingers along here. So on the side of this finger we're going to curve around and in, taper that back, and then close it off. Halfway up the claw, we'll hook down in behind the first finger. And then one final time. And then from the bottom of the thumb, we'll curve down and then in behind the fingers. We're going to add that circle in the palm, starting from the top. Now we're going to go back to the arms and add in some stripes. So we're going to start with the wrist first. We're going to take that same curve, stepping in. We'll draw that once. And stepping in again, we'll draw that twice. Let's do the same thing on the right. From the wrist, we'll step up, draw 1 curve, and then 2. Now from the inside of the elbow, we're going to curve across towards the inside of the arm. Now we're going to add 1 more stripe in the upper arm, but we're going to curve in the opposite direction. So stepping up, starting on the left side, we'll curve down, then in behind the body, step up, and then draw that same curve. We'll do the same thing on the right side. Now the last thing I'm going to do is add the tail on the left side here. So we start right on the hip, curve out towards the hand, and then come down. Now I'm going to go back towards the hip, step down. I'm going to taper the tail coming downwards. So it gets a little bit thicker as we come down. Now I'm going to connect those 2 points with a curve. Let's add some spikes along the base of the tail. From this corner, we're going to go out. On the inside, we'll go out. Now we're going to connect these 2 ends with a zigzag pattern going across. Coming down and in, we'll draw another point. Come in towards the middle. Now we're going to add 1 final point. Now I'm going to add the tip of the tail underneath the spikes. So from this curve, we're going to step down, curve down in the middle. Now we're going to pull that back up on the right side. Let's add 1 stripe in the center of the tail, starting from the top, curve down, and then back in. We'll step up, draw that 1 more time, and that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's Incineroar from Pokemon. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Make sure you subscribe and send me your requests in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.